This is video 2 on boat ride Chao Phraya River, part 2. Here we are on the river. It's a Saturday morning. Look how busy it is. Lots of boats on the river.
Now for a free quote. Stay tuned to get this free 5-piece ultra non-stick bakeware set from Gotham Steel.
So you got local people in boats, some kind passengers, like in some of the ferries. Because as I said prior, this boat here, you can hop on and off for like a little close to $2.
Style is just the start because Gotham Steel features double the non-stick release. Food simply will not stick and it wipes clean with ease. Now you can cook healthier without all the butter, fat, or oil.
I just love this hammered look. It fits my kitchen perfectly. All I can say is wow.
Gotham Steel is designed to
And the sun is strong, you know.
up to 500 degrees and it's
You can see somebody over there in the front of that lady in front of me.
I've never had a cookware set that looks so
Back there, you can see she's been exposed to the sun. Look at her skin, becoming more like a lobster. Huh. You don't want that. You want to when you're in the sun like that, you need to protect.
Plus, you'll also get this 5-piece Gotham Steel bakeware set, the fast, easy, ultra non-stick.
Yeah, you need to protect with sunburn.
Yours 100% free. Plus,
The oil, you rubbing the skin.
First payment of $49.99 is all it takes to get this huge 15-piece set shipped free right to your door. Response has been overwhelming, so order now. The order call 1-800-574-3049.
Actually, it looks like that's the color of her, of what she's wearing, not her skin. From the angle I'm looking at here, it looks like a skin, but then the closer look, it looks like she has something over it. Yeah, I can see a color, a white color there.
The procedural vote exposed deep divisions within the Republican Party, with Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell and 17 other Republicans defying Trump to
Nevertheless,
Ukraine.
here we are coming into a pier.
Former president, running for the White House again, of course, took the
Yeah.
media to demand a radical overhaul in U.S. foreign aid. He wrote in part, "From this point forward, are you listening, U.S. Senate? No money
So if you go on a
any country,
like dinner cruise, you have to come to a pier on the left-hand side. That's where you were bored. I do remember seeing it.
Donald Trump released a significant number of them, not a majority of the Senate Republican conference, but still a sizable number.
Dinner cruise starts around, I think around maybe 7, 8 o'clock.
Leader of the Senate, Mitch McConnell, those two potential successors of his, John Thune, John Cornyn, siding with him
Right.
and trying to push through this $95.3 billion aid package to Ukraine, for Israel, for Taiwan. It does not include changes to how the U.S. deals with migrants coming across the southern border with Mexico.
Still got a lot of empty seats here.
Did listen to Trump at that time, and they killed that bipartisan deal. Of course, DeSantis actually jettisoned that bipartisan deal and now just simply focus on this aid package. It's coming at an urgent time when Ukraine is saying it desperately needs more resources.
By the time you hit high noon, the sun is like, wow.
And now on its way to pass in the Senate, despite opposition from
You need a hat to protect yourself.
No more aid should be given to Ukraine altogether. Expect the votes to be there in the Senate by the middle of this week. Then, Jessica, the huge question: what will happen in the Republican-led House? The Speaker there, Mike Johnson, has not committed to putting this bill on the floor. He has tried to move forward on individual bills, with aid to Israel, for instance. Something that actually got rejected in the House just last week. He is not committed to putting this
So
all
you
together
notice,
in one package, and he has listened to Donald Trump. He speaks regularly
most
to
great
Donald Trump.
cities tend to have a river flowing through them, right? You could say the same with London, the Thames. Thames in London, they have the Thames. And the river is important to carry goods, very important for the economy.
That will undoubtedly play out in the weeks ahead after this significant vote, which we expect by the middle of this week, to pass this massive
Also in France.
Yeah, it is going to be so interesting to see what happens when it goes over the House.
France has this
Thank you
river.
so much for that update. We really appreciate it. Let's bring the panel back in.
In Paris.
Kind of, we're picking up where we left off. You know,
Let's
looking
see.
at the Republican Party,
Paris.
which historically been so strong on matters of national security, and seeing this inter-party fight really spill out.
Yeah,
into
the Seine.
Senate, not just the House.
The Seine River, S-E-I-N-E.
They were able to kind of
The Seine River is Paris' most beautiful
I want to read you a piece from
avenue and one of the reasons to visit Paris. The River Seine in Paris winds its way through the heart of the city, dissecting it.
Majority of Senate Republicans are behind Trump's run and don't want to advance any legislation, even if it resembles a Republican-drafted border bill, if the former president and likely nominee disapproves of.
But so when it comes to New York City, Manhattan, take Manhattan for example, Manhattan has two rivers, or New York City rather, has two rivers. The East River
We also had another massive victory
that passes by the United Nations on the east side,
crushed crooked Joe Biden.
and the Hudson River
Open borders bill.
on the west side that divides New Jersey.
Never mind that one of the
In
more
Manhattan.
conservative members of the Senate Republicans.
So New York has
helped
two.
Negotiate that with the blessing of Mitch McConnell. Simon, you covered the Hill.
Other cities have one
We were touching on this before we went to
one
break.
major river.
Are we starting to see some figures in the Senate in a way that maybe we didn't before? That Mitch McConnell doesn't quite have the juice or the ability to hold them together, right? Well, there's always been a teeny faction of Senate Republicans who were kind of anti-McConnell, kind of as a thorn in his side, and thinking about the Ted Cruzes and the Ron Johnsons of the world. But now feels like
So once again, there's no sound on this because the microphone had broke on the GoPro 7 Black. Unfortunately, since I came back, I replaced that camera with a GoPro 8 Black. I did test it out, and yeah, it works. So hopefully this kind of problem never happens again. Maybe tonight I can go test it out at South Street around Pier 15. I think they have something going on over there I saw in the news. Probably go check it out. But the easy way to get there is to use a ferry. Otherwise I have to use a train, the A or the C, to Fulton Street.
Especially if Trump is the head of the Republican Party and saying don't compromise on anything.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you look back at the Trump presidency,
There's that bridge there crossing over.
party-line votes with bare majorities. So I assume
The other side.
warfare trying to pass through if he has a House and a Senate. Let's say one of the challenges for
Yeah.
McConnell, who's always been generally
Yeah.
effective Republican leaders, is unfortunately to go through some health episodes, and now you see that the Senate Republicans in his own caucus are thinking that, well, Mitch McConnell isn't going to be around for a long period of time, so now they're more concerned about Trump than they are with his own leadership. And generally, McConnell has, I would argue, generally led in a sensible direction. Trump is undermined them. If you look at the last election in 2022, Trump was the one pushing for a lot of these big candidates, Greg Masters, and Dr. Oz and Herschel Walker and all these kinds of people who cost them the Senate. They lost the seat. Yeah, they lost the seat. And so you actually see them undermining, and Trump undermining actually somebody who's taking strategic for Republicans, which I don't mind. I'm like, great, you guys fight it out. It's good for us, but it's just interesting to watch that they are not taking strategic. Trump's not taking strategic. It's just purely partisan lines. If Biden can show any success or passing anything, then I'm against it. That's his only filter.
Yeah, I have to give McConnell some credit for this because he has always been steadfast for support for Ukraine and recognized the fact we're not going to get everything we want, but I'm going to continue to fight for Ukraine. And he got exactly the number of votes that he needed to support this legislation. He got the 17 Republicans to agree. Didn't force other Republicans who didn't want to go on record and get fired from Donald Trump. Didn't force them to go on record. So I give him a lot of credit for this. The problem we see in the Senate is you have Mitch McConnell and others who are looking at issues like this and what is the best interest for our country and what is in Donald Trump's
So it's
interest.
time to get off.
The truth
Look at that.
is, this really has less to do with aid for Ukraine and Taiwan and Israel and the border, and this has to do with Donald Trump does not want any kind of victory or progress for Joe Biden to take credit for when he can stall.
This is the last stop, and the last stop you have to get off, even though you have that pass so you can get on and off. So you have to get off, and you go. You can go to the back of the line if you want to ride back. But I chose to go exploring, walking around.
When do we support Ukraine? If we do not move, this will be up to the leader.
And this isn't charity for Ukraine. This is about an investment in democracy. And we've seen Zelensky has said that repeatedly. The former leader of Poland, Lech Walesa, was on the Hill last week imploring members of Congress to continue to support Ukraine because if Ukraine falls, then Poland potentially could be next. So I think the need for communicating this is about a big picture democracy and the support needs to continue is really important. And if that means we have to put other issues
See,
on the
there are people
sidelines,
standing there already waiting to get on,
about democracy.
right? So if you're coming off and you want to go back, you have to go to the back of the line. Where these people waiting there, you can't stand in front. You have to like go right there, like where this woman is with the suitcase, right there.
Heartened by the fact that he has not been a heck no on this legislation as he was with the border package. And I would guess that if you just kind of look at the House writ large,
So you exit here. This is around for like wheelchair, I guess.
now the question is, would there be
WC for toilet.
force a vote? Sometimes seen as an affront to Republican leadership, but it's important the issue is
Well, there's that 10 baht to use the toilet.
so guess what elections yeah, and then you get into
It's about 30 cents. 33 cents. That's one thing about a number of the countries in Asia. You can pay to use the toilet. Here in America, you don't find anything like that, you know, which is unfortunate because the real estate here, it won't work. I mean, you know, if you have real estate, how much money can you make from people using the toilet? You're not going to make much money. See, there are vendors right there on both sides as you pass through. So you're not going to make much money. But here, it's important. And in the U.S., if you want to use a toilet, you have to be like maybe a customer of the place. You have to buy something. It's really a hassle. So these places, you just pay, use the toilet, you know, and that's it.
Guess we're going to find out. I want to bring some breaking news to our viewers.
So what I plan to do here now is I plan to walk over to Kaohsiung Road. Now this turned out to be a little more difficult because they had the sign there and you'd think, well, it would be easy. But then I run into construction and so forth. It might have been just easier to, you know, get a Grab taxi from the station where I am and say, you know, let the Grab meet me there and take me to Kaohsiung Road. Kaohsiung Road is this fabled road like the backpackers used to go years ago. I think going back to like the 1960s, during the time of the Vietnam War. That's when they used to be going there. Khao San Road, we have a beer, have food. I've always heard of it, but I never really got a chance to go there. So, I figured, let me see what it's all about. Maybe I can walk over there. But in walking there, the sun is hot. You see me walking there? For some reason, I guess I'm looking down, not paying attention, and you see my feet. There. That's not too good, having your feet showing like that instead of the camera up. Wasn't even looking at the camera. And I'm walking, trying to figure out which way to this Khao San Road and how far is it. But the thing is, they don't give you an indication, like in distance, how far it is. And then as I'm walking, I was looking at the GPS on my phone, the Google thing, and I realized the roads I have to go through, they had like massive construction. I'm not sure if they're building a subway line there or something, but lots of construction. So it's kind of hard to walk in that area. Yeah, and I believe I veered off course, and I ended up somewhere else. So that's me there, walking, heading over the Khao San Road after I just came off the boat ride. And it was extremely hot, perspiring hot. Yeah. So this is an entirely different area of Bangkok. You usually don't see. Away from the limelight. So I'll catch you in the next video. I'll be exploring in the streets and the far side of Bangkok in the next video.